I'm just pardon me. So I'm just turning on my camera right now so that I don't forget this thought. But I had a dream yesterday. That's irrelevant. If I'm gonna do this a little deeper, then I'll explain the dream in depth. But I was at Heritage Square, and it was a zombie apocalypse. Crazy. So I had put my dream into 3 AI app thingies. So it was Claude, ChatGPT, and Perplexity. And I typed out everything that happened that I could remember, how I was feeling, into all 3 of those, and they all gave me an answer. And what I'm coming here to say, gathering from all of them an overall thought, is maybe all my life it wasn't all depression like I thought it was. I was clinically diagnosed at 12. I think it was 12. Younger, but I was clinically diagnosed with depression. So I know that it was there, and I learned to identify whatever that feeling is when I'm depressed. But looking and reading this, and like I said, if I do a video going in deeper about it, what I'm realizing is maybe it wasn't all depression. Maybe a lot of it was grief. And I didn't know. And the narrative that I used to tell myself when I was younger was, I am incredibly blessed to not have to deal with grief as a lot of the people around me were, because I associated grief with people dying. And that's a fact. For me, death hadn't come that close. For a very long time in my life, it was always people I knew, or people I knew who knew them. That's how death was around. It was on the outskirts. So I never attributed some of what I was going through with grief. But reading this and what actual grief is, it doesn't matter if it's a person, if it's a thing, if it's a piece of you, which is what was happening in my dream. That sadness, that feeling of loss is the grief. And my brain is like, holy shit. Because my whole life, I made it my business to always try to grow, to rise up. Wasn't always successful in those endeavors. More often than not, it took a really long time because there wasn't a lot of information as it is today. So I had to figure it out the entire hard way, and that usually take about 5 to 10 years to go through the entire process of something, learn from it, and then go, oh shit, and then elevate and use the wisdom of that prior into moving forward. So I've always made it my business to try to grow and not remain the same. Information is my jam.com, and you know, I have whatever my beliefs are, but I'll never turn away logic. And if you can present something to me that counters what I already think logically, I have no other choice. My body, my brain will not let me hold on to the stupid I was holding on to when something else was presented that's actually better and makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, I don't give a fuck what it is. It's not sticking. And that's where a lot of people in my life used to get mad, because they'd say they tell me stuff and I don't listen. Well, it doesn't make sense. So, but off topic, but that's crazy. I may have been grieving this entire time pieces of myself, ideals that I've let go of, different versions of me, old coping mechanisms that used to serve me here that are damaging me and my relationships here. I have to let them go. And whatever that feeling is, apparently is grief, because I've had it for so long, and now I need to let that piece of me, that piece of how I was, that way of being that I have come acclimated to, I have to let go of. There is grief. That is crazy. Let me finish processing, but I had to get that off my head here, because whoa, wow, that's crazy. Okay.